Hey guys, and welcome to another deck list. I am doing a yellow and red. Before we get into today's deck list, I do want to remind you that I do have a free giveaway going on till June 1st. So if you have not entered yet, please watch this video that I will link up here so you guys can get your chance to win these cards absolutely free at no cost at all. Anyway, let's get started. We are running, as I said, a yellow and red deck list, and I am very excited to play this. I have been playing it, and this is more exciting to me than WarGreymon and Mastamon, just because the DP reduction here is just insane and it can completely just wipe boards. So we're going to start off with our babies here. We're doing 4 Koromon. You can do 5 if you'd like, but 4 just if you have 3 or fewer security cards. One of your opponent's Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn. Then moving on, we got 3 of the Hawkmon here. On play, reveal 4 cards of your deck, add 1 2-color red card among them to your hand, and then place the rest underneath. This is good for searching silphymon, and I have another champion, the silphymon, so you can get those 2 targets from here. I am only running 3. Moving on, I am running 4 of the WarGreymon from BT1. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted by dropping to 0 DP, trigger draw 1. I am running 4 just to kind of help me with draw power and kind of get cards faster that I want to kind of compete with the faster decks in the meta. And then I am running 4 of the BT3 silphymon. When attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn. So right there, you already got minus 2000 from the Koromon and silphymon altogether. And then my last rookie that I am running is the starter deck 3 Patamon. Your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted by dropping to 0 DP, you gain 1 memory. Really good to give you that extra memory to kind of do a little more plays if you need to. And then that is all for my rookies. Moving on to my champions, I do have quite a few here. I am running 2 of the Kazemons here. Not just so you can Digivolve from Tamer and then swing for game. This is more of if I have an Aquilamon on the field and I need a yellow champion. It's only going to cost me 2 to bring Kazemon up and then kind of DNA into silphymon if I need to. So you can either use it to close game or DNA very quick. And I am running 4 of the Garomon. When attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets 1000 per turn. So if you want to have your silphymon on top, that's already minus 3000 DP from Garomon, Koromon, and silphymon up here. So really great. We have one of the new cards from BT8 Aquilamon. This card is very disgusting. You can Digivolve on top of a yellow and obviously a red since it's a red card, but the effect is when you would play this card from your hand, reduce its play cost by 1 if you have a yellow Digimon in play, which comes up very often. For example, here you can Digivolve to your Kazemon for 2. Now you got a champion on the board if you don't have a rookie or anything like that. Then you can drop Aquilamon for 3 since you now have a yellow Digimon in play. So with Aquilamon's Inherit, if you have this underneath your silphymon with your silphymon and your Koromon, now when you swing, you could decrease your opponent's Digimon by 2000 and then delete it if it's 5000 or less. That's awesome. You could pretty much delete a Digimon with 7000 DP or less. Then moving on, we have 4 of the silphymon, dual color card, also new in BT8, yellow and red. Really great. You can Digivolve it on top of yellow or red, of course. When attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn. So you can kind of see what I'm kind of going with this here. It's just kind of DP reduction. So now you got minus 1000, minus 2, minus 3 if you don't have Aquilamon. So that's very nice. Not to mention, you can also DNA this one with a red or a yellow. So if I have a Aquilamon on the field and then I have a silphymon, I can DNA those because silphymon is technically considered a yellow as well. So it's very nice, and that is why I'm running 4. And then moving on to the ultimates here, I am running 4 of the new BT8 silphymon. You can DNA from a red level 4 and a yellow level 4 for 0, and when you Digivolve it, it becomes unsuspended. So you could swing with both your champions, DNA, and then you'll unsuspend and swing again for 3 checks. But the thing with that is you don't know if your champions are going to survive. Anyway, when you digivolve, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5000 DP for the turn. Then, when DNA digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less. So technically you can wipe a Digimon with 10,000 DP if you DNA by giving it minus 5000 DP and then deleting it, since it will now have 5000 DP or less. What's really good about this, you DNA, you can pop up to 2 Digimons. Really great for armor. That's kind of what I'm going here for as well, kind of being able to go against armor and just give them DP reduction, and then that way their armor purge won't really come into play because you're completely deleting it. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less. So same thing as Aquilomon. So if you have silphymon and Aquilomon underneath, now you can delete 2 Digimons with 5000 DP or less. And since this format is all about DNA digivolving, and if they have 2 champions and for whatever reason they couldn't DNA digivolve, now you can wipe both of them out. It is just fantastic. Moving on, I am running 4 of the BT3 silphymon, and I just absolutely love this card. You can digivolve it from a yellow or red, and when digivolving, change the original DP of one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to 1000 for the turn. And then your turn, this Digimon is also treated as yellow. So technically it's also a dual color card on your turn. Let's say there's a Magnamon on the field. Now you digivolve to a silphymon, you drop its DP to 1000 if it didn't get a DP buff. And then you can just swing into security. You don't even have to swing into the Magnamon. You're gonna have Gatomon underneath to get rid of the last DP, the last 1000, or Salamon or Koromon if you have a -3, or you have Aquilomon, or you have Dinohuman. It's awesome. So then with armor, the reason why DP reduction works, in case you guys don't know, DP reduction, once you hit 0, it's going to keep checking that card for how much DP it has, if it makes sense. So if you're dropping that Magnamon to 0, let's say you purge, now it goes to the Vmon, it still has 0 DP, so it will get deleted again. So that's why DP reduction works really well against armor, because it's always going to keep checking for how much DP you have for the turn. So I am running 4 of those silphymon. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And then, even more nasty, we have 4 of the BT4 WarGreymon. And when attacking once per turn, you may add the top card of your security stack to your hand to unsuspend this Digimon and have one of your opponent's Digimon get 6000 DP for the turn. Let me give you a quick combo here. So you swing with WarGreymon, you let's say for whatever reason, let's say it's a Mastemon, and you swing, you give it minus 6000 DP, so now it's at 7, right? And you have a, say you have a Gatomon, so now you, since you're also attacking, now you drop it down to 6. You have a Salamon, now you drop it to 5. If you have Silphymon or Aquilomon underneath, you just delete it, because now you're just deleting a Digimon if it has 5000 DP or less. So you can get rid of it without even attacking it. Therefore, you just focusing on your security stack, if that makes sense. Not to mention, if it survives, now you unsuspend and you can do it all over again. Not WarGreymon's effect per se, but you can do all your inherits once again, and you attack basically twice per turn. So WarGreymon in this set is just gonna be absolutely phenomenal. Man, oh man, I am playing 3 of the TKs just for memory set tamer. Not only that, on play you can get you can look at your security stack and recover 1 card. If it is a yellow card, you trigger recovery +1, which is fantastic, because if I had a combo that came up actually. I got attacked, TK was in my security, and then from TK I looked at my security stack and I was able to get the Kazemon. So now on my next turn, I'm gonna go to 3 and I could play that Kazemon and then swing basically for 2 costs. And if it's, especially if you just needed that 1 more swing, that kind of guarantees it. So it's a pretty good tamer. And then we are gonna splash in here 3 of the Codys from BT8. Start of your main phase, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. So what you guys gotta remember is with these, it says a Digimon in play. So if it's in the breeding area, it's not gonna count. You will not get that memory. So you gotta make sure it's after your breeding phase, and that's when you either move up a Digimon or you already have one in play. That's when you get your memory. And then During your turn, when one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors attacks, you may suspend this tamer to give one of your opponent's Digimon 2000 DP for the turn. So let me give you a quick combo here. If we DNA into silphymon and your opponent has a Mastemon for 13,000 DP, reason I'm using Mastemon is because it's one of the higher attacking mons out right now with 13,000. So you DNA, you give it minus 5,000 DP, bringing it down to 8,000. And if you swing, now you can activate Cody. Mind you, if you have more than one, you can activate a multiple of these. So let's say you just have one, and now you just reduce 2,000. So now it's at 6,000 minus 1,000, which will be 5. Then you can just swing over it, especially if you have these other ones. But if not, if you have Aquilomon underneath silphymon, which you probably most likely will, by the time you have Dinohumon and Aquilomon, you'll drop it to 5, and then Aquilomon's effect will just simply delete it if you're not swinging over it. So as you can see, there is just so many combos. And then the last card I'm going to talk about is Crimson Blaze, just because this card is awesome. And I have a lot of red cards in this deck, so I am able to play it consistently. It's a 6 cost card to play. Reduce the memory cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each Digimon your opponent's that your opponent has in play. So if there's 2 champions, then you can just, you know, drop it down to 4 cost. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Your opponent can't play Digimon by effects until the end of their next turn. So with this, correct me if I'm wrong, your opponent will not be able to DNA Digivolve until the end of their next turn when you play a Crimson Blaze. And not to mention, any Zwarts won't come into play when you attack, if you get the chance to attack or anything like that, because they can play Digimon by their effects. So this is a very great card to have, especially if you, let's say you DNA into Sylphy, you don't have WarGreymon, and you don't have enough DP to kind of attack to activate WarGreymon's effect. Now you can activate you're gonna DNA into Silphymon for free, swing, and then let's say for whatever reason you can't drop it to 0, it's still at 6,000 or whatever it is. You play a Crimson Blaze, and now you just get to delete it because of all that DP reduction that you did, right? From Silphymon and all your other inherits. You just drop that Crimson Blaze, and then bam, you can even clear board, and it's just fantastic. I absolutely love this deck. I am gonna stream this deck eventually so you guys can see how it is and how well it is. And there you have it, guys. This is my whole Silphymon WarGreymon DP reduction deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to use this. And if you guys are into X Antibody, don't forget to check out this video right here, and I will catch you guys on the next one.